Sounds good.
All right, guys, and joining us right now from Amarillo, Texas, where the Frisco Rough Riders taking on the Amarillo Sod Poodles. And if you don't know what that is, that's like what are those things? They're like little
prairie dog.
Prairie dogs. It's
Prairie
Texas
dog,
Rangers left-hand pitcher Mitch Bratt. Mitch, what's going on, buddy?
Not much going on here in Amarillo. Just happy to be here and happy to be healthy. So.
I got an Amarillo story I got to tell real quick that's going to drive you crazy because you can laugh at this as much as I laugh at it. My son had a competition there a couple years ago. There was nothing to do, and we literally stayed right by the stadium that was there. He was in a robotics thing. But this hotel we went to for some reason had this room my wife loved, and she declared to me, "This is the greatest hotel we've ever stayed in." And I said, "No, you are not ever allowed to say the greatest hotel we've ever stayed in was in freaking Amarillo, Texas. It's not allowed to do that because Mitch, there ain't much. I mean, there's not much to do there."
No, not to knock Amarillo or if anybody listening is from there, but there's really not much to do here.
Yeah,
there isn't. Has anybody on the team tried to eat the 72-ounce steak?
We talked about it not too long ago, actually. Every time my uncle, or my second uncle actually, used to be a barbecue judge down in Texas. So he would always tell me, he's like, you got to get there. And I'm like, I can't finish that thing. That's a little too big.
Yeah,
so,
it is. I think you have to eat the sides too. I don't.
Yeah, you got to eat the potato and the salad.
No chance.
Yeah. Okay, well, Mitch, you said you're healthy, so that's fantastic. And it's showing. You're 3-1 with a 1.94 ERA, and you're doing Mitch Bratt things. You're not walking a lot of guys, which is something you've never done. That's. I remember when you were drafted. We're talking about the draft class. And that was the thing they said about you: premium strike thrower. So is everything as good as the numbers look?
Yeah, I mean, mechanically, everything seems to be clicking pretty well. Some adjustments I made in the offseason. I was fortunate enough to work with Jordan Teagues quite a bit in the offseason, sending him video back and forth. And we were able to kind of hone in on some things that I got away from last season. So being able to move a little bit smoother down the mound, be a little bit more efficient, just some minor tweaks and changes here and there. And then, honestly, everything has been clicking so far. So just trying to keep it going.
Are you still able to talk to Jordan, even though he's now up with the big leagues?
The big league club. Yeah, when he got promoted, I texted him. I was like, "Hey, can I still talk to you? Or are you in a big league now?" And sure enough, he's like, "No." I mean, we're both being Canadian. It's funny, we have a good connection, and they date back all the way back to when he was at Indiana State recruiting me. So it goes back a long ways, but Teagues and I have a good connection, and whenever I got certain questions and things, I'll always try to buy him as well.
So how close to his hometown are you? I know he lives in Arizona now, but
I would say
how far apart?
Probably like an hour and a half.
Okay.
So nothing too crazy. Maybe when he comes, I don't know if he's going to come home this offseason or not, but it'd be great to see him if he does.
Yeah.
I'll have to talk
maybe
about that one.
Go catch a Leafs game.
Yeah. Well, I'm a Stars fan, and I'm not too happy about last night. So.
Oh, okay.
No good.
All right.
No good.
All right. No, we're going to get into some hockey talk a little later, but so this rotation of Frisco this year has you, a left-hander, and then Cole Drake, kind of a different left-hander.
Right.
Taller, maybe throws a little bit harder. What are you guys able to do information-wise? Is there still something that you guys can share and talk baseball, even though you're like totally different, not totally different, but different left-handers?
I mean, him being my roommate on the road, it's pretty funny. So we're able to kind of go back and forth with different things, and it's nice kind of seeing him throw earlier in the week. So he'll go on Wednesdays and I'll go on Saturdays. So I'm able to get a feel for some of the hitters from a different point of view, from him being left-handed, of course. Obviously you mentioned we do throw a little bit different metrics on different pitches, throw different pitches, but at the end of the day, lefties are obviously different and funky, but we're all kind of similar in some way. So some of the swings he's able to get off, some different pitch characteristics that he throws. I kind of keep in the back of my mind of like, okay, this hitter swung and missed on his changeup pretty bad, so I'm going to keep that in the back of my mind. And then just talking to him at the end of the outing, seeing how things went. And it's also friendly competition. Like the other week, we were talking, and he's like, "Man, I just can't." It was early in the season. He's like, "Man, I can't get into the fifth inning." I'm like, "Well, you're striking out 8 guys a game. How do you expect to get into the fifth inning?"
Yeah.
So that was pretty funny. But next outing, I think he went 6, and he came up to me and was like, "See, is that how it's done?" I'm like, "Yeah, good job.
That's it.
Good job.
That's it.
Yeah, it's that easy."
That's it. You just got to be a little more. What did Kevin Costner said? He said strikeouts are fascist or whatever, whatever he said during his rant in Bull Durham. You know, they're not. Yeah. It's not democratic, and so you got to keep everybody involved. But you get plenty of strikeouts. What is the your best strikeout pitch right now? Because sometimes it changes from year to year.
Right. I'd say the fastball right now has been the best offering for a strikeout. Just being able to set it up later in counts. Being able to, what was it? We were talking about throwing, how not often am I able to throw a fastball until I get to 2 strikes to set it up. Mm-hmm. So that was a big one. And then we have something that we talk about like LVA. So it's location value added. So it's pretty much your heat map of a strike zone, and then darker red is the better, and you want to stay out of the white. So at the end of each game, we get our reports back, and it shows where our LVA was for that day. And being able to throw fastballs up, which is kind of my bread and butter and strength, and then go up and in a little bit more for swing and miss, just an uncomfortable angle, especially for my slot to right-handed hitters. So that's kind of been the go-to when things are going well. And just, mostly the fastball, change up, and the backdoor cutter as well.
Okay, so you're in your second go round at Frisco, though you started at Hickory last year. What's different this time around? I mean, it seems like there is an adjustment. You gotta be able to adjust to the new level. How did you handle that last year? What did you learn last year that you've brought in this year?
Just being a little bit more fine with your pitches and the hitter's abilities to take pitches that you get swings in at the lower levels, especially. And then going into this year, I think the biggest adjustment was just knowing that I've been at this level before, knowing my stuff plays, and then just trusting it even more, to be honest. There wasn't really too much of a change. It's just kind of go out there, be the attacker, and throw the first punch.
Yeah. I mean, we talked earlier before you hopped on here about the hitting woes of the Rangers, but pitchers, in my opinion, always have the advantage. I mean, how many guys bat 300 these days? Not very many. You're going to get them out, 70, 80, 90% of the time, honestly. And it's offense is so much harder this year. That's what everybody says, or not this year, but the last few years with pitch shapes and all that stuff and the advances there. But even then, as long as you attack, look at Mark Burley. You're a left-hander. Mark Burley, all right? How about that guy? He could barely break a pane of glass, but he worked fast and he threw strikes. This guy had a no-hitter. He no-hit the Rangers, and then he threw a perfect game. I mean, it just seems like what you just said, be on the attack is critical to everybody.
Most definitely. Yeah, and that's something we prioritize here is just strike one. Like, look at the numbers from when guys get ahead 0-1 compared to when they fall behind 1-0.
Yeah. I don't know if you remember this, Mark Burley. When he pitched for the Blue Jays, there was a deal where he couldn't get his dogs into the country. There was something, and it was like a big deal to him. But anyway, you and you Canadians and those crazy border policies. Geez. So things are going so great. And where Frisco is located and how close it is to Globe Life Field. And I ask this of everybody who plays for Frisco: how do you not look 30 minutes south? How do you keep your eyes on the current prize?
Right. Well, it's kind of funny because there's a few of us who went through a lab, I think it was last week in Arlington, just in their little tunnel there. and we weren't able to throw on the field in Arlington because one of the college tournaments was going on. So we had to go outside and throw on a patch of grass, and
Are you
it was
serious?
kind of funny. Yeah. So I mean, don't get me wrong, it was a great experience. It's all fun, but it's so funny because when I was in Hickory and down east the year before that, it's always like you always have to fly to go to Arlington to throw this lab. And when I got there and it was only a 30-minute drive, it kind of caught me off guard. It's like, dang, I guess I am this close. Like you never really
Yeah.
put two and two together. But I mean, the perfect example of what you just said is Alejandro Osuna. I mean, what was that, a month ago? He was with us here in Frisco, and now he's producing for the big league team. So it's cool to see how fast it can happen, and just try to kind of stay in the moment and go day by day.
Stay in the moment. That's the key. Yeah, you can't get too far ahead. But I do wonder when you get that opportunity or when you're put in a new environment, how much do you draw on your World Baseball Classic experience, and how much does that did that moment in time does it help you now? How much does it help?
I'd say tremendously. I mean, going from that experience where you're facing one of the best lineups of all time with north of 30,000 people in the crowd cheering against you in their own home country,
right?
Things aren't set up for great success. But I mean, I'm very thankful for the opportunity, being able to learn all the things I did from the veterans on that Team Canada team. I mean, a few guys on that team were drafted before I was even born, so that was a funny topic that came up. But just being able to be in that environment, play with Tyler O'Neill, Freddie Freeman, Cal Quantrill, like some pretty big names who've stuck around in the show for some time. Hearing them give me some guidance and some other things, it was pretty cool to have. And then going into the season last year, and this year, it's like you don't have to put as much pressure on yourself to have success. I found, especially this year, having a better time out there, having more fun led to more success, and not having to be so hard on myself to be perfect in every pitch. So that was kind of the biggest thing that I took from that experience, because obviously things didn't go my way, and kind of got hit around a little bit, but being able to learn from those experiences and hopefully represent Canada next year in 2026.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. Yeah, it's coming up.
That was my first question. Has Team Canada reached out?
No, not yet. Not yet. We have a Team Canada banquet every year at the end of December in Toronto, and being able to talk to Ernie Witt and a few of the other names back home in Canada baseball, they were like, you're going to be a big part of this team. So hopefully looking forward to it, getting the official call and going from there.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, I was just thinking about that. The world WBC's next year, man, and
that's right.
God, time flies.
It does. It does.
Time flies. You're gonna be a ripe 22 next year when they play it.
That's right. Yeah.
Man, holy cow! So, all right. Well, you know how we do this, John. I'll start asking you some questions now because I've talked out the baseball part, but we do need to get into this hockey stuff.
Oh boy,
this is Stanley Cup
that was
Finals
another
now.
one. So let me ask you this: did you grow up a hockey fan, being from Canada?
Yeah.
Who was your team before the Stars?
It's honestly always been the Stars. So my dad grew up a goalie, and he was a big fan of Ed Belfour. So when they were in Minnesota, and he followed the team to Dallas, and I mean, my first memories of being a Stars fan is going to Montreal and watching them play there, and going to Toronto when they do play in Toronto every other year almost, and going there. So it's pretty special.
Wow, that's interesting note that now they're down the road. So I mean,
that's right.
You can never get a night off. That's the problem.
Yeah. The good thing is we'd play the Tuesday or Wednesday day games, the kids games.
Right.
And they just so happened to be playing the playoff games at that time. So it was like perfect. So I was able to get to 2 playoff games and 1 regular season game, and I'm 3-0 when they play in Dallas.
Now that they know this, Mitch, we gotta make sure we get it to the Stars people.
They're gonna be hitting up the Rangers and Frisco to have day games on playoff time.
So your dad was a goalie. How was it? I don't know how hockey works there. Was it junior hockey or high school, or how far did he go with this goalie stuff?
I think I'm trying to think. I mean, he was a good goalie. He says he was a good goalie, but I'm not entirely sure how far he went. I mean, when I was younger, I remember going to the rink and him playing men's league, and me sitting
Yeah.
on the bench having a juice box and a snack and all that fun stuff. But I mean,
did he put you on skates?
Yes, he did. Yes, he
Yeah,
did.
you played a little, right?
Yeah,
I
I
remember
played a
you
little
saying.
bit, especially in the winter. I mean, when I was playing baseball and basketball pretty much every other season, and pond hockey is a big thing where I'm from. I got a massive rink or a massive pond right behind my house that all my buddies and I would go hang out, bring a shovel, bring lunch, and you're out there all day. So
when does it freeze over? When does the pond first freeze over? Where you
I would
are safe enough?
say middle of January. So when I officially go out for spring training and stuff, which is usually a little bit sooner, that's when they freeze over. So the timing isn't ideal. I got on one time before I left for spring training this year. It was a little sketchy out on the ice, so I stayed close to the shore. But no, it was fun. It's always a good time out there.
Yeah. So who's the last Canadian team to win the Stanley Cup?
Oh boy. That I don't know.
I don't know either.
It's been a while.
It's been a really long time.
Is it the Maple Leafs? I mean,
no, they last won in 67. It's been a while.
But the Canadians in
is it Edmonton then?
1993 is when the Canadians.
Wow.
So that would have been
That's
Patrick
after
Waugh.
Gretzky?
It would have been Patrick Waugh would have been on that team.
You're right.
And Gretzky might have been on the Kings. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Maybe.
We'd have to. Well, but anyway.
Some research into that.
When was that Edmonton run? That was the 80s?
Oh yeah, that
was
the 80s.
Late 80s. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, early. I mean, they won 5 or 6 in the 80s. I think.
Yeah.
Maybe it was 5. Because I mean, Gretzky and Curry and Grant Fuhr, the goalie talk. Grant Fuhr, you can't go without him. And anyway, those were good teams. Now you said basketball. I mean, the reigning NBA MVP is Canadian.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I haven't been following basketball as much as I would have liked, but yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, he's a pretty damn good player.
He's pretty good. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Who is this? I don't follow it.
SGA, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He just got selected as the MVP.
That's right.
He's the damn ESPN app just started playing an ad for me. Thanks, guys.
Oh yeah. Okay. That's what
he's the Oklahoma City's best player, and I do not remember him. God damn this thing! Pardon my language. I'm just going to close this window. ESPN trying to pimp their videos, make money, get cheap views.
Yeah.
Anyway, he's great. He's a guard. I don't remember him at all at Kentucky. I think he was just one and done. But now he's the MVP, and they're going to the finals. And
well, a kid that graduated high school with my son plays for Oklahoma City too, Cason Wallace.
Oh, wow. Very cool.
Played for Kentucky. My son didn't play basketball. Don't get me wrong. But... All right, I'm getting back to me real quick. I know this might be a loaded question because there's someone back behind you there, but you guys spend a lot of time together, starting from when you're in the minor leagues, moving up. Is there a guy who's your best friend on the team? Is it Cole, or do you
Ooh, that's a tough question. I'd say there's a group of us that are pretty close. I mean, Cole, Skylar Hales, and Josh Steffen. We kind of all do a lot of things together. So I mean, if it's going out for breakfast on the road or whatever it may be.
Well, speaking of, if you guys get a day off, what's the way that you guys like to spend time on your day off? Do you play golf? Do y'all like to see sights? What do you guys do?
If you asked me this question last year, I probably would have said golf. I recently broke my driver, so no good there. Luckily Frisco has a connection with an indoor golf simulator, so we've been going there. And 2 drivers were broken that day, so that's no good. But I like cooking. I enjoy making food, especially on the off day when we do have a little bit more time. I'll kind of dive deep into making some things. Like I think last week I made some beef short rib. So just some stuff like that. Nothing too crazy. Enjoy the off day. Just kind of hang out.
You getting players over to enjoy it with you, and you cooking for the group?
Luckily, some of my roommates were home, so they all came down when they could smell it, and they're like, "What are you making over there?" And sure enough, I let them have a little bit of it.
So let me ask you this: being in the Metroplex now for a little while, have you found any little mom and pop places around Frisco that you'd love to go get a meal or something that's probably not a big chain name?
I mean, there are so many restaurants in Frisco that, I mean, I don't know exactly. I can't pinpoint a few of them, but when my girlfriend was in town 2 weeks ago, we went to a farmer's market and they had a bunch of good, like beef options there and get some good meat. So I was able to stock up there.
Okay. All right. So, now let me ask you this. So you guys travel a lot. And are you a movie or a book guy? You like to watch movie, TV shows, or do you read books? What do you like to do in your spare time?
Movies and TV shows for sure. I couldn't tell you the last time I read a book.
Okay.
Which probably isn't a good thing, but
hey, you're right there with me. I need to read more books, and I don't. My wife reads enough for the entire world, so that doesn't happen. Anything you're anything right now that you're streaming or you're binge watching, anything like that we need to know about?
Recently, as of yesterday, just started Sopranos. So my mom has been telling me for a while. She's like, "You got to watch it. You got to watch it." So sure enough, finally started it.
I started rewatching it because I hadn't watched it. It's so good.
So
far, how many episodes are you in?
One. I just finished it this morning. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No. Yeah.
So,
no.
It's fresh.
It picks up, but this is when you get to know all the characters. This is
right. Yeah.
This is a pretty important.
Yeah. Right. We had that talk. We had to talk in the clubhouse the other day of like different TV shows, and I brought up Lost. I don't know if either of you have seen Lost. That's my favorite TV show of all time. I love that show.
It was weird.
There are a lot of people who did like it.
Yeah. Breaking Bad, Prison Break. I mean, I've seen quite a few. But
The Wire. You got to watch The Wire.
Okay. Yeah.
That's a great one. That may be my favorite of all time. Is The Wire.
It's such a good show.
It caught me off guard how good it was.
It's fantastic.
It was really good. You know what? Look, we've had you on here a while. We're getting out over an hour. Jeff, anything else you want to get to him?
No, but continued success. You're our favorite Canadian, and no offense to Jordan Teagues, but you're number one on our Canada list.
Absolutely.
And, I still remember the first time I met you during Instructs, right after you were drafted. It was windy. I had a tape recorder. I couldn't really hear what you were saying on the tape. I'm not saying I made up quotes, Mitch, but I just remember it very distinctly. And then, you've been a good guy and always accommodate our requests to appear. So you've earned that number one Canadian ring.
Yeah, and a knock and a pat on the back for you is the guys that we invite on here and repeatedly or whoever, those guys have to keep performing. You can fall off the list. Mitch hasn't fallen off the list. We're proud of you. We love to see it. Jeff and I talk about it all the time. When you guys make it up, and we always assume you're going to because the way you're playing right now, it's fun to see in the big league locker room. It's a little different for us because we've known you when you started. Right. And so some of the beat writers you're going to meet, they probably talked to you a little bit maybe, but not a lot. We've seen you a lot. And, we need to get out to Frisco. I haven't had a chance this year. I've got a son that just graduated high school. He's going off to college and so we've been doing a lot of stuff, and I haven't had a chance. Right. Going to make it out there. When I do, I'll jump down there and say hello and definitely see you.
But not this week. They're in Amarillo.
No, not this. Yeah, they're in Amarillo. I will not see you at the ball game, Mr. Mitch, thanks so much for coming on, buddy. We really appreciate it. Good luck. Keep doing what you're doing. We're going to see when you get back here. Jeff, that's it for him. We're going to go down in the bus leagues after that. Mitch Bratt, thanks a lot, bud.
Thanks, Mitch, for having me. I appreciate it.
All right, we'll see you.
We'll see you.